The Military Ordinariate of the Philippines (MOP) is a personal diocese for the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine National Police, and the Philippine Coast Guard. It has jurisdiction over all military, police and Coast Guard personnel, their dependents, and the civilian employees of all branches of the armed forces. Its titular patron is the Immaculate Conception, with SS.Ignatius of Loyola and John of Capistrano as secondary patrons. The current ordinary is Most Reverend Leopoldo S.Tumalac, History. The Military Ordinariate of the Philippines was initially erected as a military vicariate on 8 December 1950 as per decree by Pope Pius XII via the Consistorial Decree ad Consulendum. It was accepted by the Philippine government in a diplomatic agreement which took effect through the exchange of notes verbal in 1952 between then Foreign Secretary Jaime Elizalde and the Papal Nuncio to the Philippines Archbishop Egidio Vagnot C. Rufino João Santos, then Auxiliary Bishop of Manila, took possession of the vicariate and became the first military vicar in Philippine history. On 12 April 1986, Pope John Paul II issued the Apostolic Constitution Spiritual Militum Curae, which took effect on 21 July 1986. This papal document was unique as it began a new structure for all military vicariates all over the world, elevating these to the level of ordinariates, thus giving them the same status as territorial dioceses. The Ordinariate has its own curia and exercises its pastoral ministry through military, police, and Coast Guard chaplains assigned to the different branches of the services. The exact number of faithful under this jurisdiction is classified information, but it is approximately 90% of servicemen. The mostly diocesan priests of the Ordinariate carry officers' ranks and are assigned to the different AFP, PNP, and Coast Guard command posts nationwide. Jurisdiction subjects all Catholic chaplains in active military, police, or Coast Guard service, all civilian Catholic priests, diocesan or religious, who are properly and officially appointed as volunteer chaplains in the service of the Military Ordinariate, all Catholic laity in active military, police, or Coast Guard service, all Catholic civilian employees, the spouses and children residing either inside or outside any military, police, or Coast Guard installation, all families of Catholic laity in active military, police, or Coast Guard service, namely, the spouses, children, servants and those who habitually live in the same house, whether inside or outside any military, police, or Coast Guard installation, all Catholics living within any military, police, or Coast Guard installation, or in homes reserved by the government for military, police, or Coast Guard personnel and the families, all Catholics living or working in military hospitals, hospices for the elderly, or similar institutions, all Catholics, whether or not members of a religious institute, who permanently carry out a task committed them by the military ordinary, or with his consent. Territorial possessions though not bound to any particular geographical area. The Military Ordinariate has several buildings under its jurisdiction. Almost all are found within military or police installments. The Ordinariate's principal church is the St.Ignatius Military Cathedral in Camp General Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City, Philippines, while its pro-cathedral for the police is the St. Joseph Pro-Cathedral in Camp Crame. The Ordinariate also owns the large shrine of Saint Therese, Doctor of the Church, situated near Villamor Air Base, near Terminal 3, and Resorts World Manila in Pasay City. Clergy, chaplains, priests who wish join the chaplain services of the armed forces, the National Police, and the Coast Guard are required to fulfill the standard requirements of both the service branch they are entering and the church. The endorsement of the military ordinary is amongst the most important of the ecclesiastical requirements. The ordinary submits the names of applicants for a call to active duty. He gives to chaplains and civilian priests working for the services the canonical faculties to exercise the spiritual ministry among subjects of the Military Ordinariate. Chaplains in active duty are given the initial rank of captain or its equivalent in other branches of the services. They enjoy the prerogatives and privileges of the rest of the officers belonging to the same grade or rank in the service. Chaplains in active service who are not incardinated into the military ordinariate may be subject to recall by the bishop of the respective diocese of origin, even without cause. On the other hand, the ordinary may also withdraw his endorsement for cause. The chaplain whose endorsement has thus been withdrawn is to report to the diocesan bishop or religious superior as soon as possible. Chaplains whose tour of active service is terminated to return to the respective dioceses or religious orders, or as otherwise advised or directed by their original bishop or superior. Non-combatant status. C. Military chaplain / non-combatant status. Military ordinary. The military ordinary must be a Filipino-born member of the nation's church hierarchy, and is appointed by the Holy See after consultation with government. The Pope freely nominates the military ordinary. Normally a bishop or institutes or confirms the candidate legitimately chosen according to the canon law. He belongs by right to the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines and is subject to the Congregation for Bishops. Incumbently upheld O.S.T.U.M.U.L.A.K. Born, place of birth, Santander, Cebu. Sacerdotal ordination, the 30th of March 1972, Cebu City. Episcopal ordination, the 16th of March 1987, Metropolitan Cathedral, Cebu. Former Post-Bishop of Tagbilaran, Bohol. Education: primary, elementary, secondary. St. Emma in Education Administration, Colegio de San Jose Recoletos, Cebu. 1983. Ministry. 1972 to 1993. Assistant Parish Priest, Cebu Metropolitan Cathedral. 1973 to 1978. Dean of Studies and Treasurer, Pope John XXIII. Minor Seminary, Mabalo, Cebu. 1978 to 1986. Rector, Principal, Pope John XIII. Minor Seminary, Mabalo, Cebu. Member, Cebu Archdiocesan Priests Senate. 1979 to 1984. Coordinator, Directors of Vocations in the Philippines. 1982 to 1994. Chairman, Justice and Peace Commission, Church Military Liaison, Cebu. 1982 to 1993. Diocesan Consultor, Cebu. 1983 to 1985. Spiritual Director, Spiritual Pastoral Formation Year, Cebu. 1983 to 1986. Team Priests, Worldwide Marriage Encounter. 1985 to 1993. Chairman, Commission on Formation IV, Diocesan Synod of Cebu. 1986 to 1993. Chairman, Commission on Seminaries. Parish Priest, San Nicolas Parish, Cebu City. Member, Crisis Assistance Team. 1987. Vice President, Alumni Association, Seminario Major de San Carlos, Cebu. 1988 to 1992. Member, Episcopal Commission on Biblical Apostolate. 1990 to 1992. Member, Episcopal Commission on Catechesis and Catholic Education. 1993. Member, Episcopal Commission on Social Action, Justice and Peace. Member, Episcopal Commission on Ecumenical Affairs. Member, CBCP Permanent Council. Chairman, Episcopal Committee on the Cultural Heritage of the Church. Former Military Ordinaries Cardinal Rufino João Santos, late Archbishop of Manila. Mariano Gaviola, former Bishop of Cabanatuan, Nueva Ecija, became Archbishop of Lipa after term. Pedro G. Magugat, M.Sc., became the first resident bishop of Urdaneta, Pangasinan on the 22nd of April 1985. Severino Palayo, originally a priest from Candaba, Pampanga, Ramon Arguelles, later transferred to the Archdiocese of Lipa.